We're here with 3 powerhouses in the lean sector.
Some people saved money, made more profit. Recently, we've had a company who saved 8 weeks of production time.
We need to put them in the best position to survive, be flexible, be productive, be agile.
There's no substitute for direct observation. To see the turnaround of his company is just mind-blowing.
Tools and technique, that's the easy bit. It's getting your leaders engaged, motivated, and being able to sustain it. That's the real challenge.
Hello, it's Ryan.
Let me repeat that for you. Need that burnt into your brain before we start this today. Tools and technique are the easy part, which is what most lean consultants or people that do this sort of stuff see. Okay, that's the easy part. Is getting your leaders engaged, motivated, and being able to sustain it. That right there is the hard bit. I will leave that up there. You won't be able to read it anyway because I've scrolled it up there right near the end. All right, today's live stream, I've been doing a lot of work recently on the PM, on this whole series on how the PM can be the constraint in the project most of the time. Not their fault, it's just because that's the way that we have set projects up to run them, that we make them that constraint. This is for businesses, GMs, CEOs, MDs, AGMs that run construction companies. You got a good team, but they're not hitting great. You know, there's extra gears in there. You might have a lot of good individuals there, but as a team, they're not operating great. They're not kicking the goals that you know that they should be kicking. This program is called 10X. What is it? The 10X experiment. It runs over 98 days, kicks off on Jan 5. Now's the perfect time to get primed and ready to go. It's not a cheap program. This is my most expensive one because it comes with speed. I'm going to tell you straight up front, 18K a month. But you're going to move quick. All right, let's have a look at what we need to do. So we looked at yesterday, there's 2 types. You've got a project manager or a project catalyst. Project manager, and this is going to work the same way within your business, a manager. And I'm actually going to play you a little video right now of why we switch from manager to catalyst. Let me flick over to this one here. This guy here, now if you don't know the guy that was in the first video, that is Ryan Tierney. He has a company called Seating Matters, and he is doing a turnaround on another company at the moment called Spear Metals. That is, what he does is build high performance environments. Don't listen to the majority of the high performance experts which talk absolute garbage. A high performance environment is one that executes what Boo calls flawlessly, and we'll look at a video of what flawless is in a minute. Boo's an ex-fighter pilot, this guy that's going to speak here right now. Over a sustained period of time. The performance experts, you just got to push and run and know, get buy-in and all this rest of it. The reason that people don't buy in, and let me put it this way, the people who complain the loudest about people not buying in, about there being no urgency, about we're not making progress fast enough, things are moving too slow, are usually the constraint that's causing that. They're creating the chaos that's slowing everyone else down. First thing we need to do is lose the word management. I'm going to let Boo, as I say, he's an ex-fighter pilot. He knows about high performance, this guy. He's worked with NFL teams that have won Super Bowls. He's going to tell us why we need to get rid of the word management.
Oh, I'd have to take a walk for a brief moment after LinkedIn prompted me to contribute to an article about change management. Here's my contribution to change management. It's about as useful as the dodo. Change management is leadership. We talk about all this organizational change, management as a term. All of these terms have their foundations in 1911. I mean, Frederick Winslow Taylor's book, The Principles of Scientific Management. That's what we use today. Change is inevitable. I mean, every day is changed. You're telling me that as a leader, every week is roughly the same? No way. Technology has absolutely annihilated the concept of change or transformation. Leaders, your strategic decisions are having an impact now in a business inside 2 to 6 weeks. In 5 years, it's going to be within 24 to 48 hours. We have to be more capable at outcome-based leadership, defining in the short, medium, and long term really simple destinations and lead our people there. Change is an inevitability, so shift the mindset, remove change, remove transformation, and step into a world of consistent, contextualized evolution.
Consistent,
Oh, I have to take
contextualized evolution. That's
a walk
what
for
we're
a-
going to build here. Okay, let's show you how it's done. So we're not going to try and stop your skeptics from being skeptics. In fact, we're going to leverage them because they're going to be our risk mitigation. So people that are still in a manager frame of mind, which is their task focus, you hear them say, oh, I've got so much to do. And they are cost focused. They don't understand throughput. They think of everything from how many dollars and cents can I save. Okay, we're going to lead them do what they do at the start of this. We're not going to try and disrupt them or whatever other bullshit that everyone carries on with. What we're going to do is find a team where we're going to have a project catalyst. This is a project, the same as anything else. As building a construction project or building a house or doing a renovation. Putting this in place, what do you call it? Contextualize evolution is a project, and we're going to treat it like a project. So there's going to be the project catalyst. They are going to be flow focused, and they are going to be throughput focused. I'm not going to go into a deep explanation of those two things today. If you want yesterday's video where I explained the difference between cost, throughput, flow, and task focus, then message me the word yesterday's live or drop it in the comments just below this one here, and I'll send you the replay of it. Okay. What we do is create a stealth team. These are the ones, the movers and the shakers. They love change. They love new things coming on board. They're as keen as mustard whenever you mention a new thing to get involved in. But we've got to harness and focus that. And that's where you're you're contributing and being part of the problem is giving them too many new things to focus on. We're going to focus on one out of the blocks, 98 days. So we do this we do a 6-week straight up, starting the 5th of Jan. There's a 2-week period. I learnt this off a base camp. This is how you get from the start to the finish line the fastest. Okay. We do a 6-week sprint. We have 2 weeks, which is a reset period. Then we do another 6 weeks on this project. 98 days. Finish somewhere around about, let me pull the chart up just here. So we finish somewhere around 6th of April, okay, is when this is going to be the first full sprint. 626 is going to be actually completed. What have you got there? Come back. Right. They are going to be task focus on low dollar per hour value tasks. $10 an hour, $100 per hour. Again, if you want more info on that, just comment. I'll give you yesterday's video. You can see that. In this group, they can be highly productive and highly efficient at creating a lot of waste. From a lean perspective, we look at it. 90% of everything that we do every day is waste, regardless of how legendary that we tell ourselves we are. Their stealth team is going to their focus is going to be on doubling the value-added activity, which is 10% here. They're going to focus on getting that to 20% within this time frame. What we're going to do is we do a session called an ambitious target. So we're going to pick a personal best the business has done before over a certain time period, and we are going to create something that stretches way beyond that and deliver it in 98 days with their stealth team. But they're going to have the buy-in to it. The stealth team is. They're going to agree that this ambitious target is achievable, and this guy's down here, the red team, they're going to be our risk mitigation, because when we do the ambitious target session, they're going to tell us all the reasons why we can't achieve what we want to achieve inside that 98 days. they're extremely invaluable. When we win these guys over and they start coming on board, which they will do throughout this 98-day process by themselves, this is what Dr. Eli Goldratt said about it. He said, don't worry about trying to convince everyone that theory constraint is good. So what you need to do is convince the skeptics. Because when the skeptics decide that it's good and come on board themselves, everyone else goes, everyone's sort of in the middle ground between you get your people that really want to do it, your skeptics that are going, this is never ever going to work, and the people that sit in the middle. The people that sit in the middle see that the skeptics are saying it's good. They know it's good because they know that they normally knock everything. So when they're on board with something, the others will come on board as well. Okay? So the skeptics are probably skeptical as well because often you hear is said that they've got no urgency and they won't adapt, they're not flexible and all the rest of it because they're sick of the bullshit. They're sick of being pulled from pillar to post, walking in on Monday morning and going, we're heading in that direction now, this is a priority, we must get this done, this is 100% has to be done, blah, blah, blah. And a week later, you're off in another direction, somewhere else. Something else is a new priority, something else is a new urgent thing. We're going to focus on one thing that we're going to work out during this ambitious target. We're going to have one, what Boo calls a high definition destination. Is going to be measurable. It's like, you think of it, if I go to the airport here from the sunny coast, jump on the plane here, I'm going down to see my daughter in Melbourne at Christmas time. Okay? If I go to the airport out here at sunny coast, go to hop on the plane, and I hop down on the plane and the pilot goes, our goal today is to get down to Melbourne. We're not exactly sure how long it's going to take us to get there. We're hoping weather won't be too bad. Should get it sometime today. If we don't hit Melbourne, I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll fuck off to Adelaide. We'll go to Adelaide instead. Not how it works. You go in there, they go, we're going there, we've filled up, we've done all this checks and balances, we're getting to Melbourne and we're getting there by this time. Flawless execution. What Bo talks about, I'm going to show you another little videos of his in a minute. Flawless doesn't mean perfect. This is another area that you struggle with. You want everything to be perfect. The reason nothing's ever perfect, nothing ever goes exactly to plan, but what we can do is deliver all of our missions flawlessly. So we've got stealth team, we've got the red team. Red team's going to tell us why we can't get to our destination. Stealth team's going to get us there. We're going to work in sprints, 6 weeks. Not that we give them a full break. That's I call that a reset and catch your breath. Half time. Half time is the best way to describe that. That's the first half of the game. That's the second half of the game. Those 2 weeks in the middle there are half time. Gives us time to catch our breath. If we're off track, this is how we're going to reset and pull this thing back online and still deliver the mission flawlessly. This is the point where you're going to be really, really honest with yourself, because if you're not, what Boo talks about in one of his videos is delivering a mission flawlessly.
An iPhone worth of information. I don't want to
I'm just flicking through at the moment to
Hey, I'm
find
Boo
the
on the
video
CEO
that talks about
what is it about what we do as fighter pilots
might be this
that
one.
has Jollibee calling us back?
No.
Don't be so worried if
When our leader disappears on a tangent, is it anyone here had a leader that goes off on a tangent before? Our wingman brings them back on track and says, hey boss, when our leader
This is a good
disappears
video
on...
as well. This is part of my role in this process. I wasn't going to show you this video, but I will because it's exceptionally good. And this is part of the problem, what's going on. If you're not getting to where you want to go quick enough, this will be why.
When our leader disappears on a tangent, has anyone here had a leader that goes off on a tangent before?
I've been on tangent before.
Our wingman brings them back on track and says, hey boss, isn't this the objective? Isn't this what we committed to? Why don't you come back on? And when you caught your breath, you know what's happening, I'll hand the lead back over to you. We call that no authority leadership.
So that will be part of the process that I will play.
When
I'll
our
play
leader
that
disappears on a
wingman
tangent,
role.
has anyone here had a leader that goes off on a
Well,
tangent before? Our wingman...
My job is to bring you back on track when you guys start to try going off on a tangent, and you will during this 98 days. You'll go, well, this isn't the priority anymore. We've got something else which is a bigger priority. My job is to keep pulling you back on track and go, we're not going off on a tangent. We are executing this mission. Here's a flawless execution. We will execute it flawlessly. You're only going to throw the red team into more and more skepticism the more times that you keep going off on a tangent and trying to find something else that's a bigger opportunity. We're going to agree on this with your team. What that direction is, there will be one HDD that we're going to hit during this 98 days. We're going to execute it flawlessly. This is where you have to be really honest with yourself and admit, because if you're not operating flawlessly, so when you get operating flawlessly at 98%, there's a few things going on. Three key things are you've got strategy, you've got structure, and you've got a continuous improvement loop or a feedback loop. There's a couple of processes that Boo teaches, which we're going to use. One's called flex planning. You're not going to sit around for hours and hours planning or anything like that. It's plan fast, plan often, and plan well. And we're also going to use a process called ORCA, which is a feedback loop. It tells us what was our objective for the mission, what were the results out of it, we're going to do this daily, what caused the results, and what actions do we need to take if the results weren't what we wanted. This is what flawless actually is. This is a high performance environment, is one that operates flawlessly, has got nothing to do with people running around like that. That's what a lot of the high performance guy would have you believe. You just got to work harder, move quicker, grind. Bullshit. High performance environment executes flawlessly because they have strategy, they have structure, and they improve every single day. Let's Bo tell you get it. Now, just get some sound. Why have we not got sound?
Where we strive to get as close as we can. Flawless execution is the passionate way fighter pilots go about their business every single day, where we strive to get as close as we can to zero gap between what we set out to achieve and what actually happens.
Zero gap
It's not called
between what we set out to achieve and what actually happens. Not perfection. Perfection only slows you down and causes a whole lot of drama. So you're going to have to be really honest when we go through this process. How much of this, and Dr. Eli Goldratt said it best, the constraint in any organisation is not the market, it's not the people, it is something that the people do. It's not the tools, tricks, strategy, it's not the tech. It is, very simply put, management's lack of attention, span of attention, to be able to focus on one thing and do one thing very, very, very well. I've got a book down here actually of Charlie Munger. There's a quote from Charlie Munger. There is an old two-part, I haven't even read this book yet, I must actually read it, might bump this to the top of the lip. There's an old two-part rule that often works wonders in business, science, and elsewhere. Take a simple, basic idea and take it very seriously. That's exactly what we're doing here. So you need to know whether there's 3 levels of shit show. I worked this out for years of in the field research. You can quote me on this. Number 1, bit of a shit show. When people say, oh, we're pretty good at that. Oh, we're not too bad, we smash it. We get shit done. That's a bit of a shit show, all right? Good. As Jim Collins said in Good to Great, good is, well, the real word for good's average. That's all it is. A real shit show, we're saying sites like that, you walk on a, fuck me, this is a real shit show, this one. And then there is a complete and utter shit show. You're in one of those levels if you're not up here. Those guys that were talking at the start of that video, they're up in this section up here. The guy that said to you, the tools and the tech are the easy part. It's getting your leaders engaged, motivated, and being able to sustain it they're in this top corner up here. They're operating flawlessly. And even they've got heaps of room for improvement. Okay. We need to create flow. Get the whole business moving in the same direction. The 5 dysfunction of a team thing. If you get all the people in an organisation heading in the same direction, you dominate any market and any conditions at any time. They're not all going to head in the same direction. There's going to be a fair bit of cat herding going on in this first 98 days. There'll be a fair bit of cat herding goes on past that 98 days. But it will come less and less and less and less. The destination will get clearer as we get focused on one destination and not on 15 different tangents, because Bailey won't let you go on a tangent. He's a wingman. He's going to go, come back, come back, come back. The skeptics come on board. And then you start to get some real horsepower behind this thing, because when you've got the skeptics, the risk mitigation, these guys heading in a direction at a good clip. Skeptics getting behind them, making sure that they are picking up the things that these guys aren't seeing. That's when you really start to take off. You need to create flow. Same as we build any construction project. Civils, structure, mechanical, piping, electrical. We don't want the system to be busy all of the time. It needs to operate at 80% capacity during the peak times that we need it to operate at 80% capacity, so that it's moving at the optimum speed that it can, as fast as it can. When I say the optimum speed, I'm talking as quickly as it possibly can. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. That's what we're doing here. Because a system that's always busy is an ineffective system, because a system that's always busy has got people running around doing productively and efficiently doing work that doesn't need to be done. These guys are going to do less, not more. There's 3 levels, 3 types of work that you can do actually. You can be, I learned this from a guy called Ira Moselle. So you can be productive. Productive means you do more. You can be efficient. Efficient means you do more with less. Bit of a shit show. We're pretty good at that. Are highly efficient most of the time. But they're still doing this. 9% of what they're doing is a waste of time. Third one is you can be effective. Effective is you do more of what works. So instead of doing 10% of what works, we're going to do 20% of what works with this Delta team inside this 98 days. So we need a continuous improvement loop. This is how it works. So these guys, our stealth team, we learn them how to see, we're going to learn them. Didn't learn good to speak proper at school. We're going to teach them how to see waste, all this shit. So we start moving it, and we teach them how to see flow. How we get everyone moving in the same direction. They're just, part of the problem with these guys is they go 100 miles an hour that way, and the other teams back here, they can't keep up with them. We need to get them all moving at the same speed, so that the work they're doing delivers the ultimate impact for your business. This is a process called 2-second lean. You probably, if you've seen 2-second lean before, you go, no, Benny, you're doing 2-second lean here. Yes, I am. Not hiding it. When something's wrong, don't just ignore it. Move on, push forward, keep pushing on. What we're going to do is stop and fix it. This is where our walker will kick in. What was the objective we're trying to do here? Or we're trying to do X. What are the results? The results are Y. What caused that? Didn't plan properly, didn't have all the stuff in place, we didn't see the risk that was coming up that derailed us. What's the actions? This is what we're going to do moving forward to mitigate it happening again. We make before and after videos. This is how we pass on our lessons learned. Okay, we do that quickly and easy on a platform called School, S-K-O-O-L, not S-C-H. I hated the one that was S-C-H. Man, I should have stayed school longer. SCHOOL, that place and I did not agree with each other. This one is a platform that drives 9 of the exponential organisation attributes. Exponential organisation is an organisation that they worked out the attributes come from organisations that scale 10 times quicker than everyone else. They did this by studying startups. Worked out there was 12 attributes that those startups had. 4 of them, 4 of them to scale at 10x. School gives you 9 of them. That's why I use it. Highly expensive price of $9 US per month to be able to use school. But that's included in the price. Anyway, I'll chuck that in. Like big-hearted, you're saying, Benny? Yeah, I am, I know. Create Yokotan. Yokotan is sharing information laterally across the organisation. So the skeptics are seeing what the stealth team are doing and they're going, hang on a sec. These guys have been heading in the same direction for more than 3 minutes. They're listening to us. They're listening to all the risks that we keep telling, all the problems that we keep telling them that they're going to have. They're listening to us. They're actually doing something about it. Our mate's not allowed to pull us in 15 different directions every single week because Beanie's there going, no. That's why we said we're going. Come back there. Don't go off on a tangent. Get back over here. As we do that loop daily, that spins up like a flywheel. Quicker, and quicker. As you see, I track everything I do, including the comments that I put on LinkedIn before I start and do a live. Okay. Why works? Incremental actions that drive 10x exponential results. Use something called, we do little experiments, tiny experiments, which are going to drive these results for us. It's simple. Dr. Eli Galbraith said, you want to change an organisation holistically, it must be simple. Because it will never ever stick otherwise. Built on the great process, mate of mine Tom Hughes created, which is you get to the Gemba to do it. Gemba means where the work's actually done. It's easily recognised. You can see that process will be up on your walls. Everyone will be able to see it. Easy to do. Anyone can do this stuff. Anyone can jump on school. Anyone that can open their phone and send text message can do this. Even if they don't like creating video, take a before and after picture. Type a bit of a story there. Go to ChatGPT, talk to ChatGPT, say, write me a quick story about this. This is what we just did. Actually, something else we're going to learn to do is leverage AI through all of this, but I'm not going to go into that today. It eliminates the 8th waste. 8th waste is wasted talent. We're going to stop doing that with the red team, stop wasting their talent. We're going to stop wasting their talent doing this 90% bullshit, and we're going to keep moving this needle further and further and further and further and further down. It creates focus. Trait in the organisation is not the market, it's not resources, not anything else. It's simply management's span of attention. My part, of course, as I already said, is on the wingman. I've got your back. Help you create alignment between those two teams, or whichever teams that you got in your business. I'll show you how to avoid the traps. Quickest way, path from A to B to make this happen. Also the catalyst will remove roadblocks and mitigate the resistance to change, which is going to come predominantly from these guys here. Anyway, if you watch this far, I say, do you want to work with me on this? There's either one or two thoughts going through your head. First one is, you might be thinking like Roy Kent.
Roy, you come to the club tonight?
Hold on, will you be there?
Of course, bro.
Then fuck no!
That's what you're thinking? Fair enough. I'm an acquired taste. I'm not for everyone. However, if you think that this all sounds good, we just want to get moving, Beanie, and you're thinking this, maybe you're thinking this.
You son of a bitch, I'm in!
Reach out with the words Ashes 10x experiment. Ashes, because it's first day Ashes today, of course, which I'm just about to go and watch the start of play in 16 minutes. I was actually supposed to be over in Perth today for it, but I'm not. I'm here doing this. Glad I'm doing this, but I really wish I was in Perth at the test with cousin's husband. Gordo. That's where I should be. Did tell you the truth. Just make my little boxes to make sure I've told you everything that we're going to do. All right, take it, use it. Make a great week. You ready to get moving? You want to get locked in? the stuff that we can start doing before Christmas. We start this process tomorrow. It starts this afternoon. We'll give you a jump on what you got to get done. Speak soon.
You son of a bitch! I'm in!